ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. அனைவருக்கும் காலை வணக்கம். நாம் அனைவரும் அன்னையை மிகுந்த பக்தியுடனும் பணிவுடனும் வணங்கி கவனத்தை சகஸ்ராராவில் வைத்து குண்டலினி எழுப்பி கூட்டாக பந்தனிட்டுக் கொள்ளலாம். கவனத்தை மெதுவாக நமது இதயத்திற்கு கொண்டு வந்து இன்றைய தியானத்திற்கு நாம் அன்னையிடம் பிரார்த்தனை செய்வோம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து தாங்கள் எங்களின் இதயத்திற்குள் வாருங்கள். தங்களின் வருகையால் எங்களின் இதயம் தூய்மையடைந்துள்ளதம்மா. தாயே, எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற அறியாமைகளையும் மாயைகளையும் தயவு செய்து அகற்றிவிடுங்கள். எங்களின் இதயம் தங்கள் அன்பு, கருணை, இரக்கத்தால் நிரம்பி இருக்கட்டும். நாங்கள் அதை மற்றவர்களுக்கு கொடுக்கக்கூடிய கருவிகளாக எங்களை வலுப்படுத்துங்கள். தாயே, எங்களுக்கான இன்றைய இந்த கூட்டு தியானத்தை தாங்களே வழிநடத்தி செல்லுங்கள். நாங்கள் இந்த தியானம் செய்வதற்கு தயவு செய்து அனுமதி தாருங்கள். மெதுவாக நமது கவனத்தை நம்மளுடைய சகஸ்ராராவிற்கு கொண்டு சென்று 3 மகா மந்திரங்களையும் மற்றும் ஸ்ரீ கணேச மந்திரத்தையும் கூறுவோம்.
ஓம் त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार्य स्वामिनी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। श्री गणेश मंत्र। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
அன்னை அவர்கள் ஆற்றிய சொற்பொழிவிலிருந்து ஒரு மேற்கோள். விருப்பம் என்றால் ஆசை என்று அர்த்தமல்ல. விருப்பம் என்றால் ஆசையை செயல்படுத்துதல். எனவே நீங்கள் செய்வது என்னவென்றால் ஆசைப்படுதல், பின் அதை செயல்படுத்துதல். முதலில் உங்களுக்கு ஆசை இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பதை நீங்கள் அறிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். அதில் எந்த சந்தேகமும் தேவையில்லை. நீங்கள் ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வு பெற்றவர்கள், மற்றவர்களுக்கு ஒளி கொடுப்பவர்கள். அது உங்கள் விருப்பத்தின் மூலம் செயல்படும். எனவே உங்களது விருப்பம் எவ்வளவு சக்தி வாய்ந்ததாக இருக்க வேண்டும். உங்களது விருப்பத்திற்கு நீங்கள் எவ்வளவு அர்ப்பணிப்புடன் இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பதை அறிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். உங்களுக்குள் இருக்கும் அந்த விருப்பத்தை நீங்கள் புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். நீங்கள் சஹஜ யோகாவை செய்ய தொடங்கியதும் கடவுள் மற்றும் தெய்வீக சக்தியின் பார்வையில் முழு படைப்புக்கும் ஒரு உண்மையான அர்த்தத்தை அளிக்கும். சஹஜ யோகா எவ்வளவு முக்கியம் என்பதை புரிந்து கொள்வீர்கள். அதுதான் முக்கியம். மெதுவாக நமது இரு கைகளையும் பூமி தாயின் மீது வைத்து பிரார்த்தனை செய்யலாம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் பாதங்கள் தங்கள் மீது படுவதற்காக எங்களை மன்னிப்பீர்களாக. தாயே, எங்களின் ஆன்மீக வளர்ச்சிக்கு எங்களுக்குள் தடைகளாக இருக்கின்ற அனைத்து விதமான உபாதைகளையும், எதிர்மறைகளையும், தோஷங்களையும் தயவு செய்து பூமி மார்க்கமாக ஈர்த்து கொள்ளுங்கள். தாயே, எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற மாயைகளும் தூய்மையற்ற கவனங்களும் தங்கள் அருளால் அகற்றப்படட்டும். தாயே, நாங்கள் இந்த மகா யோகம் செய்வதற்கு தயவு செய்து அனுமதி தாருங்கள். கவனம் அப்படியே நமது மூலாதாரம். தாயே, பூமி மாதா, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் மூலாதார சக்கரத்தை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கணேச தத்துவம் முழுமையாக நிலை பெற்றிருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள். எங்களின் இடது பிங்களா நாடியில் இருக்கின்ற ஏற்ற தாழ்வுகளை தயவு செய்து அகற்றிவிடுங்கள். தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் சமநிலையில் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள். மந்திரம். श्री गणेश साक्षात्। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री गणेश साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। श्री आदि भूमि देवी साक्षात्। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि भूमि देवी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माता जी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। நமது கவனம் இதே நிலையில் வைத்திருந்து ஸ்ரீ கணேஷ அதர்வசேஷம் கூறலாம்.
नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवुत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचूर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमिष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देवत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवः स्वरो गणादीन् पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादि तदनन्तरं अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वाराश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादसन्धानम् संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निःसृद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ती प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणम् रथं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणम् मूषकध्वजम् रक्तं लम्बोदरम् शूर्पकर्णकम् रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गम् रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितम् भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते स्तुलम्बोदरायैकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
மெதுவாக நமது கவனத்தை நமது இடாநாடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் இடாநாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். தங்களின் ஸ்ரீ மகா காளி ஸ்ரீ பைரவரின் தத்துவம் எங்களின் இடாநாடி முழுமைக்கும் நிரம்பியிருக்கட்டும். எங்களது விருப்பங்கள் அனைத்தும் தங்கள் அருளால் தூய்மைப்படுத்தப்படட்டும். தாயே, நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் நிகழ்காலத்தில் சமநிலையில் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள். சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் பிங்களா நாடி. தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் பிங்களா நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். தாயே, தங்களின் ஸ்ரீ மகா சரஸ்வதி தத்துவமும் ஸ்ரீ ஹனுமரின் தத்துவமும் எங்களின் பிங்களா நாடி முழுமைக்கும் நிரம்பியிருக்கட்டும். தாயே, எங்கள் செயல்கள் அனைத்தும் தங்கள் அருளால் தூய்மைப்படுத்தப்படட்டும். நாங்கள் தங்கள் அருளால் தூய ஆத்மாதான் என்ற நிலையிலிருந்து எங்களின் செயல்கள் அனைத்தும் செய்யப்படட்டும் அம்மா. தாயே, நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் நிகழ்காலத்தில் சமநிலையில் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள். சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். மெதுவாக நமது கவனத்தை நமது மைய நாடியான சுஷுமன நாடிக்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். தாயே, தயவு செய்து எங்களின் சுழுமுனை நாடியை தூய்மைப்படுத்துங்கள். தங்களின் ஸ்ரீ மகாலட்சுமி ஸ்ரீ மகாவிஷ்ணு தத்துவமானது எங்களின் சுழுமுனை நாடி முழுமைக்கும் நிரம்பியிருக்கட்டும். தாயே, எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற சமநிலையற்ற தன்மைகள் தங்கள் அருளால் அகற்றப்படட்டும். நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் சமநிலையிலிருந்து இறைவனோடு இணைந்திருக்கின்ற அந்த அமைதியான, ஆழமான, ஆனந்தமான நிலையை எங்களுக்கு தந்தருளுங்கள். சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் மூலாதாரிற்கு கொண்டு வருவோம். மந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி கௌரி மாதா சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் த்வமேவ சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ குண்டலினி கௌரி மாதா சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதிசக்தி மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ நிர்மலா தேவை நமோ நமக. தாயி குண்டலினிமா, எங்களுக்கு தாங்கள் உள்ளமர்ந்து எங்களின் அனைத்து சக்கரங்களின் வழியாக சென்று சகஸ்ராராவை தாங்கள் அடையும் பொழுது எங்களின் அனைத்து சக்கரங்களும் தங்கள் அருளால் தூய்மைப்படுத்தப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. தாயி, தாங்கள் மேல் எழும்பும் பொழுது ஏற்படுகின்ற ஒளியை உணர்கின்ற அளவிற்கு நாங்கள் தியானத்தில் ஆழமான எண்ணங்களற்ற நிலையை அடைவதற்கு அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் நமது சுவாதிஷ்டானம். தாயே, தாங்களே ஸ்ரீ பிரம்மதேவா சரஸ்வதி எங்களுக்குள் தங்கள் அருளால் தூய அறிவும் அதன் மூலம் எங்களின் ஆத்மாவை அறிந்து கொள்ளக்கூடிய நிலையை தந்திருக்கிறீர்கள். தாயே, தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் தூய அறிவை பெற்றிருக்கிறோம். தாயே, எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற அனைத்து விதமான கவனச்சிதறல்களும் நான் என்ற அகங்காரமும் அகற்றப்படட்டும். மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் நமது நாபி சக்கரம், தாயே ஸ்ரீ லக்ஷ்மி விஷ்ணுவாக எங்களின் நாபி சக்கரத்தில் அமர்ந்திருக்கும் தங்களை நாங்கள் பணிவோடு வணங்குகிறோம். தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் பரிணாம வளர்ச்சியின் முக்கியத்துவத்தை உணர்ந்திருக்கிறோம். அதன் மூலம் எங்களின் ஆத்மாவை உணர்ந்திருக்கிறோம். தாயே, நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் மன அமைதியுடனும் திருப்தியுடனும் தர்ம நிலையையும் இருப்பதற்கு தாங்களே அருள் புரிய வேண்டும் அம்மா. எங்களின் நாபி சக்கரம் முழுமையும் தங்கள் தத்துவத்தால், தங்கள் ஆசீர்வாதத்தால் நிரம்பி இருக்கட்டும் அம்மா. மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் பவசாகரம். தாயே, தாங்களே எங்களின் ஆதி குரு. தங்கள் அருளால் நாங்கள் சுயம் குருவாக இருக்கிறோம். அதன் முழுமையையும் தத்துவத்தையும் நாங்கள் உணர்ந்து கொள்ள அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் நமது ஹிருதய சக்கரம். தாயே ஸ்ரீ துர்கா மாதா, ஸ்ரீ ஜெகதம்பா, தாங்களே ஸ்ரீ ஆதி சக்தியாக விளங்குகிறீர்கள். தயவு செய்து எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற பயத்தை அகற்றி தைரியத்தையும் தன்னம்பிக்கையையும் தந்தருளுங்கள். தங்களின் அன்பானது எங்களின் ஆத்மாவை எங்களுக்கு உணர்த்தியிருக்கிறது. நாங்கள் தங்களிடமிருந்து பெற்றுள்ள அன்பை மற்றவர்களுக்கு கொடுக்கக்கூடிய கருவிகளாக இருக்கவும் எங்களை ஆசிர்வதித்து அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் விஷுத்தி சக்கரம். தாயே ஸ்ரீ ராதா கிருஷ்ணராக எங்களின் விஷுத்தி சக்கரத்தில் அமர்ந்திருந்து தாங்கள் எங்களுக்குள் ஸ்ரீ கிருஷ்ணரின் மாதுரியத்தை நிலைநிறுத்துகிறீர்கள். எங்களின் ஐம்புலன்களை அடக்கி அதன் மூலம் எங்களை சிறந்ததொரு சகஜ யோகிகளாக மாற்றுகிறீர்கள். தாயே, நாங்கள் எப்பொழுதும் சாட்சி பாவத்தில் பற்றற்ற நிலையில் இருக்க அருள் புரியுங்கள். மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் நமது ஆக்ஞா சக்கரம். தாயே ஸ்ரீ ஆக்ஞா சக்கர சுவாமினியாக வீற்றிருக்கும் தாங்கள் எங்களுக்குள் மன்னித்தல் குணத்தை நிலைநிறுத்துகிறீர்கள். அதன் மூலம் அதன் முக்கியத்துவத்தை எங்களுக்கு உணர்த்துகிறீர்கள். தாயே, தங்கள் அருளால் நான் எல்லோரையும் மன்னிக்கின்றேன், என்னையும் மன்னிக்கின்றேன். தாயே, எங்களின் ஆத்மாவிற்கு எதிராக நாங்கள் ஏதேனும் தவறுகள் தெரியாமல் செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னித்து விடுங்கள். மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் நமது சகசிராரம். தாயே, எங்களுக்கு ஆத்ம விழிப்புணர்வை அளித்திருக்கிற தாங்கள் எங்களுக்குள் இருக்கின்ற மாயைகளை அகற்றுகிறீர்கள். தாயே, எங்களின் ஆன்மீக வளர்ச்சிக்கு எங்களுக்கு தடைகளாக இருக்கின்ற அனைத்து தடைகளையும் சவால்களையும் தங்கள் அருளால் வெற்றி கொள்கிறோம். நாங்கள் சந்தேகமற்ற நிலையில் ஆழமான தியான நிலையை உணர்வதற்கு தாங்களே அருள் புரிய வேண்டும் அம்மா. மெதுவாக நமது கவனம் சகசிராராவிலிருந்து சற்று மேலே கொண்டு செல்லுவோம். தாயே, நாங்கள் தியானத்தில் ஆழமான அமைதியான நிலையை பெறுவதற்கு அருள் புரியுங்கள் அம்மா. அனைத்தையும் செய்பவர் தாங்களே, அதனை ஆனந்தத்தோடு அனுபவிப்பவரும் தாங்களாவீர். நாங்கள் எதுவும் செய்யவில்லை. தங்களால் மட்டுமே எங்களை தியானத்தில் எண்ணங்களற்ற நிலையில் நாங்கள் நிலைத்திருக்க முடியும். மந்திரம் ஸ்ரீ சச்சிதானந்த ரூபிணி சாக்ஷாத். ஓம் त्वमेव சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ சச்சிதானந்த ரூபிணி சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதிசக்தி மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ நிர்மலா தேவை நமோ நமக. இதே நிலையில் சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. நமது இதே தியான நிலையில் நாம் அன்னையின் சொற்பொழிவை கேட்போம்.
So beautiful. The one have opened out for today's puja. They also know. Huh? I'm very happy to be here with you after such a long time. And I missed you all very much. I know you are very far away from the rest of them, but you are always in my heart. And you shouldn't worry about the distance. We have to realize that we have entered into a new, this kind of hands you should have, not, I guess, if you have to sit it properly. You have to understand that we have now entered into the kingdom of God. And our culture has to change. Our style has to change. Our understanding has to change. Unless until we change, nobody is going to take us seriously. Moreover, it's very difficult to trigger things if there's no perfect instrument. As you know that I went to Russia second time for the yoga seminar, where we had people from all over the Eastern Bloc. That was my idea, to get them there. And there were from every country about 2 or 3 people only. And very strong, very deep, very understanding. I spoke hardly for 30 minutes. It's such a miracle. And 15 minutes I gave them realization. About 10 minutes and 5 minutes I was just there. And all of them got practically realization. All of them. Very surprising. And so deeply. When I walked out of the room, they all came after me. That you don't see in Western countries. That kind of a thing. All of them walked after me, ran after me. They wanted to give their addresses and they wanted me to go to their country and this and that. I said, all right, I'll come. We took their addresses, even from Romania, everywhere. And they went back. Within 8 days, one could trigger out the thing. It worked because they were so deep. Because they were so much equipped to trigger the happening. That's how they triggered their country and how they worked it out. So if we live on a superficial level of Sahaj Yoga, then we cannot do much for ourselves nor for the country, and it's just a wasteful life, neither here nor there. It's like a seed which is sprouted and has not grown into the tree. So first of all, we have to learn that we have to become very deep people, very deep. We must teach our depth. I've heard that people come to pujas and things and their main interest is in food. As soon as the puja is over, they just rush for food. How can you? After puja, you get into a mood. After meditation, you get into a mood of meditative nature, and you just sit down and you can't get up because you have fallen into the well, sort of thing happens. How can you just get up and walk for cakes or things? Can't think about it. So then judge yourself, how you are, how far you are. You have to work out your vibrations because you are going to create that beautiful vision in this country for your children, for yourself, for the whole country, ultimately for the whole world. But if you do not take it up seriously, just by the way, Sahaj Yoga is just by the way. It doesn't work out. It has to be way of life. And in everything that you do, it has to be a Sahaj culture. And in Sahaj culture, so many things are to be understood, that this is natural, this is real, and we have to accept the way it is. So many things are happening in the West which I think are just destructive, absolutely destructive to the society. The society is not at all looked after here. Maybe I would blame this to the women of Australia and New Zealand, that women are not understanding their responsibility and do not understand what is their role is. Also, they have no self-esteem. The other day I was traveling by plane and most of the ladies were smoking and men were not smoking. Men were looking after the children and women were busy smoking like men, you see, looking like half men, half women. It's such a that men and women are like two wheels of a chariot, one on the left, one on the right. The left cannot go to the right and right cannot go to the left. So we have to understand that our role is much more important than of the other. Like the men have an important role as well as the women have even more important role. To be a mother itself is a very big thing. Why God has given you the motherhood? Because God thinks you are like the mother earth, that you look after, nourish the child, nourish the family, do all these things. Don't try to follow the methods of men like smoking, drinking, behaving like that. You just see the trend, how far it is going. The self-esteem is so low. Now for women, the other day I was telling you about the way they are talking about sexy women. I mean, one should be ashamed of saying such a thing for women, because one should take an objection. We are not prostitutes that every man should look at us and enjoy us. Why? Are we sold out for them, or are we something for show? The women have no self-esteem. They fight on wrong things. They don't fight on the right things. The right is that you should be respected, and you should not be treated like something on the show that any man can look at you, and and that the men should look at you, then you have some value. It's nonsense. This is not the way to make great nations and great children and great families. So the society of any country depends on the women, which is a very solid work, which is underground. They don't want to show off. Any country which has got good women make good society. And I must say the credit goes to Indian women in India. They have not bothered about these things. See, they are not bothered about their looks and the sexy nonsense. If somebody says them too sexy, I mean, they'll slap you. Feel very hurt. What is this? What do you think us to be? And to be proud of what work you are doing. Of course, you have to work outside and do something else. But who will look after the children? Who will manage the household? Who will keep the peace of the house is to be seen. So in such culture, one must understand that women have to be women and men have to be men. But men must learn to respect the women as housewives. They must really respect them very much. If they do not respect their women, then also they will retaliate, there will be a rebellion, and there's all this women's libel that has started. It's the mistake of men, not of women so much, because they have challenged their personality so much that now they have started behaving like this. So in Sahaj Yoga, we respect the women. We allow them their own freedom, we trust them, and we treat them equal. They have to be equal. They may not be similar, but they are equal. So both the wheels have to be equal, otherwise one is smaller, one is bigger, then the chariot will never move forward, it will go round and round and round. So that is to be understood. That's very much important nowadays in the West, because I find slowly the derailment is towards hell. All these thoughts are going to take people to nowhere, because nobody takes the responsibility of molding a moral, creating moral values for children. You have to give proper breeding. These days I find children are very indisciplined here, because we are afraid to face them. You have to face them and you have to tell them that this is not so. You are Sahajogis and you have to behave like Sahajogis. They have to be modest, they have to be humble. There should be a kind of an awe for parents. If they don't have that awe for their parents, how can they have awe for me or for God? They cannot. Whatever you may tell them, they will not have. If they have no awe at all for the parents who are Sahajogis, that means these children will become wayward like other children. And that is a very big risk you are running, because I am depending on the children who are born realized. And I don't want them to go hayward, because the parents have not looked after them and faced them. So, on the whole, we must understand the role of men and women and the respect that we have to pay to each other. Now, if husband is not respectful to woman, then the children will not be respectful to her, and the whole thing will be finished. And that's why there is no domination of anyone as such. There should not be any domination. But everybody has one's own role. And where the wife is concerned, she should take a decision. Where the man is concerned, he should take a decision. And one must respect it, because these are two different areas in which the man has to live and the woman has to live. Wherever this balance goes out, it has gone out in our country also, we should say in India, which there are now funny things are happening thanks to the Muslims who lived there and had such an impact, that we are having dowry system and all kinds of other things there we have. But also there are societies which are trying to work it out. They are not Sahajogis, but work it out. They are getting improved and they are trying to change their ways and methods. And this is coming before the people to see that things should be all right. But supposing the women would have taken some sort of a weapon in their hands and started beating all the men, what would have happened? You see, you are complementary to each other. So must understand, first of all, our role in Sahaj Yoga, that we have to establish our self-esteem, and we have to respect ourselves and we have to respect others. Because you are all saints. And saints have to respect people. I've been talking all the time. So you have to respect the saints, that you are a saint and another one is a saint. I always give the example of Namadeva. Namadeva was a tailor, a great poet and a great saint. And he went to see another one whose name was Gora Kumbhar, who was a potter. And when he went to see him, Gora Kumbhar was busy kneading the clay to make the pots. See, just with his feet he was kneading the clay. He looked at him. When he looked at him, he just stood thoughtless. And then the words he said, so beautiful. He said, I have come to see the Nirakara, the Nirguna, the formless, means the vibrations. I came to see the vibrations, but here it is in the form standing. What an appreciation. What an adoration from one saint to another who had never seen another person. That I see the whole of this Nirakara, the Nirguna, is in the form of you. Just think of it. And that is what we have to be. But if we cannot trust other Sahajogis, we cannot love each other, we cannot understand each other, that means we are something lower than others. Some people have a habit of criticizing all the time. This is not all right. They don't see that there's something wrong with them within themselves, that they are criticizing others. So there's no chance for criticizing in Sahaja Yoga. First thing is that you should see yourself what you are and where you stand and how you are going to help yourself first of all. Then you can help others. But there is no need at all to put a critical eye on others, because then you become good for nothing. You learn all the bad things, you see all the bad things in other people, and what do you develop is a non-collective personality, which is such a headache to us, and ultimately you have to go out of surgery. As I said, there are two forces that are working in surgery. The first one is the one by which you are attracted. It's called as the It's called as the centrifugal centripetal force by which you are attracted. And the another force is called as the centrifugal force. Supposing you have a stone attached to a string, you move it with a speed, you see. So you can keep it moving like that. But as soon as you release it a little bit, it can go at a tangent. In the same way, there are two forces by which when we are attracted towards Sahaja Yoga, we keep one with it. We become part and parcel of the whole. Another one is by which we go out. Now I find that going out has become a very strong force. And I get quite worried about it. Not only that you go out, but you go out with very great problems. And this is what I've seen in Australia very much working out. First of all, if anybody says against me or Sahaja Yoga, just close your eyes. Just say we don't want to hear anything against it because we have been benefited by it. We've got all the profits out of it, and now you don't tell us anything. We don't want to hear it. Just close your eyes and cover your ears and say we don't want to hear it. But we had 3 cases now where people are suffering from cancer or this or that who listen to this. The man who says may not get it. He may not. But the one, because he's already out, but the one who is a Sahajogi, if he listens to these things, is very dangerous. I should not listen to anyone like that who talks ill about me or about Sahaja. This is one point we should understand. And then those who find faults with other Sahajogis are also in trouble. You shouldn't find faults with other Sahajogis. If you think there's something wrong with any Sahajogi, you can go and tell the leader. If you find anything wrong with the leader, you are welcome to write to me immediately. You must write to me. It's an important thing because my relationship with you is direct. Leaders are just a myth in a way because I just telephone to them and tell them because I can't telephone to all of you. That's all. But it's a myth. So anything that you want to do, you must try to inform me directly. If they are very much hard on you, if they're arrogant, if they are abusive, if they're taking out money, anything you find that is not correct, you please let me know. And immediately from your letter, I will know what is the situation is like. And I will let you know what is wrong, whether it's you are wrong or the leader is wrong. But if you just don't inform me, then I'll have to find out myself. And by the time I find out, I find lots of harm is done. So best thing is that you should let me know, because now today I'm here. I I cannot keep attention on Colombia where I've been. I cannot keep attention on America. But when I go there, my attention is there. But if somebody has any problem, they should write to me. Like this, I've seen we have got lots of problems, and many Sahaj Yogis have left Sahaj Yoga because they never informed me. I can't understand even now. Why did they not write to me? Why did they not telephone to me? But for small things, they will write. Somebody's wife is sick, or somebody's father in law is in the hospital, or all nonsensical things. Like that, they will write. But they will never tell me that there's something wrong with the leader till I discover it, till the whole Sahaj Yoga is destroyed in that particular city. So it's my humble request that all of you should know that I'm your mother directly. I've nothing to do with the leaders as far as you people are concerned. Any leader who is harsh on you, is troublesome to you, disciplines you too much, or tries to put his ideas all the time on your heads, or anything like that, which you think is curbing your freedom of growth, you must write to me and you must grow. This is no excuse to say that the leader was like this, so we saw like, or we went away. Why did you go away? What was the need? And this I find very common, especially in Australians and New Zealanders. Either they become just like mm, complete slaves, or they become absolutely rebellious. There's nothing in between. So you have to know that if there is anything that you find which is trying to dominate you, you must let us know. And I am always going to correct and tell them on their faces, all the leaders, what I think of them, because they also know that I am sitting down there to look after this. Of course, about leaders, I have given them so many times, so many lectures and things. And every time they come to Ganpatipura, we try to meet and talk about it. And if there is any problem, you have to point it out. But here, I don't know, but in Australia especially, the thing, what happened, whatever the leaders were doing, the same thing penetrated into many surgeries, and they became sort of half leaders. And they used to sort of dominate and say things which are not at all such. Like last year was all right. Before that, they started saying Australia is great, we are the greatest thing, this, that. When half of the surgeries had left them, talking so big and bombastically, even the Indians were surprised. They started looking at them, thinking what's gone wrong with them. And they reported to me that they would not listen to anyone. We told them that please, better start, we have to go now. They would not listen. They said, our leader has to tell us. They said, Mother has said, Mother, no, our leader. So even the leaders had replaced me completely because of these few people who joined hands with them. It's like we can say like the bureaucracy of Russia. There is no bureaucracy, there's no priesthood. In Sahaj Yoga, everybody is equally the same. They're all saints, are to be respected, and all the leaders must respect you and understand. Of course, if you have any problems on chakras, that must be told. That is their job, and for that you should be thankful. Instead of feeling bad about it, you should be thankful to them that yes, that is so, and we'll try to correct ourselves. Now the better part of it that now suddenly I find there's a big explosion of Sahaj Yoga going on in various places where I least expected, like Cairns, and we have other places like Turkey, in Russia. Something so remarkable is happening. So Sahaj Yoga is taking its roots where And maybe these people might grow much faster. So you have to be careful. You should not be left behind. Because there is one thing I had given an indication, I don't know if you have told them last this Ganpati Pure, that there is going to be another jump, another triggering. I always give the analogy of a air space, you see, space craft, like you can say the Sputnik or something. The principle of that same is applied to our evolution. Like first is one container, which has 3, 4 containers in it. So the first container goes halfway, and then an explosion takes place, and then the rest of it is thrown out. So the first speed, that is the velocity that it has, gets absolutely accelerated and goes with a much greater speed. Then the second one explodes, and then the same thing happens. That's how the speed they ultimately they achieve is very high up. In the same way, I feel that in Sahaj Yoga is now happening, and is a time for you to know that there's going to be another triggering, and that triggering you have to catch up with. For that, you should be prepared. Otherwise, you'll be left in the container, which is just not to be used later. So a new triggering, a new jumping out has to be done. For that, you have to hurry up, and there's no time to be lost. So the most important thing is that we should develop ourselves into that capacity that we can jump onto the new triggering that is going to take place in surgery. So I have to warn you, though you are few, you have to have a quality. Quantity does not matter, because so much of quantity might drop out. So the thing is, those who really want to ascend must understand that we must meditate morning, evening, and we must be absolutely collective. If we are not collective, then there's something serious with us, something wrong with us, and we have to correct it. So these are the things I wanted to tell you, and I must say that the collective here will now grow very much because of maybe this today's miracle that has taken place. Yesterday we had lots of people. Every time I come, there are at least 300 people. And I knew there will be this time also. But what is the difference? When I come, they are there, and then they don't come. Or even if they come, they disappear. They must have confidence in you. First, you must have confidence in yourself. You must approach them in a way that they feel confident. They shouldn't feel that some silly, stupid people are sitting here just telling us about this. But you must have that dignity. You must have that approach. You must have that understanding. Then only it will work out. Otherwise, you cannot work it out. My own idea is that wherever there are very good deep Sajogis, people stick on. Like Austria, I would say. In Austria, we have quite a lot of people now. Milan, we have quite a lot of people. The reason is, both the places, I've noticed, the Sahajogis are of a very great quality. They are all working it out. Like this one boy who has fished out lots of things from Quran. It's German, from Quran, what it has to say for Sahaj. And they say there is a surah called Sahajya Yoga, and that surah is dealing with me, because it is said that we are going to send, and the one who is sent will not be acceptable to you. You will deny, you will defy, everything is described, even that your hands will speak at the time of resurrection, all that in that surah is given. It's very interesting, that surah is. So what I'm saying, they're trying to locate it. So many things in different things they are moving now. Also they are trying to make very beautiful paintings and drawings and things to be able to explain. Also they had TV programs. So on the TV they told what were their experiences, this and that. But if you yourself are not capable, you are not going to influence anyone, even if you go to the TV or anywhere. Nobody is going to take you seriously. So you have to be more serious about it and to be more uh, earnest to do your meditation. Now, there's another aspect of Sahaja Yoga that we want people to be married. But marriage is not the last thing. It's not the last thing. It's just an assistance, we can say, a compliment uh, from the another side so that you develop yourself better. But any kind of hindrance in the marriage can be a great hindrance for your ascent. So don't pay any attention to such hindrances. Just get out of it and try to remain yourself, because only it is yourself which is going to give you joy and ascent, not anybody else. It will all work out well if you just keep to yourself and understand that you are important. You have to look after your ascent. Also, that the collective of Sahaja Yoga is important. It is very important for all of you because you are so very few, and it has to be worked out in this country in a big way. And everybody was asking, why is it that in New Zealand the people are the same, there's not much changing, why not progressing? But I'm sure now more will happen, and things the way I have triggered out today, it might work out. So now this is my own submission about it. And if you think that there's something more I should say about it or something you want to know, you can write to me. I will definitely answer such letters. But I don't know what to answer to such letters that my husband has run away with another woman, this thing, that thing. It's not important. You have been married so many times in life before. So what does it matter if he run away with? Let him run away. What to do? You are a Sahaja. How many women or how many men have become Sahajogis in this world? So you are so exceptional, and such exceptional people should not bother about mundane things and useless things. They should know their responsibility. It is you who will be responsible for the emancipation of all the New Zealanders. And this you must understand. You should not try to put your esteem down. Try to come up and work it out. For every nation is important. Some people are extremely alert and some people are not. But now I'm sure it will work out faster. We'll have lots of people. And now try to give them some tea, something to begin with, because their attention is on food. But you just don't start eating first before they start eating. They'll think useless people, they are just trying to. You should show all dignity or hospitality. Hospitality helps a lot. That's a very important thing one should understand. Like in India, if you come, they'll see 10 times that you have taken your food. They'll call you if somebody's not there. Where are you? Must come and sit. But what I hear is that here nobody calls anyone. You go and have your own food. You see, the guests have come outside, so nobody says, "All right, would you like to? Did you have your food or not? Did you have your breakfast?" That's not the way. We have to be concerned, and we should have those mannerisms which are very beautiful of being hospitable to people, see that they are, I mean, the guests are to be treated in a different way, and the inmates are of a different way. And that's what, whatever you do, your children are going to learn and behave in the same manner. So we have to get this culture into us by which we understand the value of other person, of guests who have come, those who are not yet Sahajogis, who are here to become Sahajogis, who have just got realization. They are to be treated with very great care. Like we can say a seed which is just sprouted. It's so delicate. The plant is in such a delicate way. Now you have to replant it properly into such field. So what do is to take out all these sprouted ones slowly, one by one, keeping proper distance between them, and try to plant them nicely into the field of Sahaja. But if you have certain value system, if you have achieved something, then you should not look down upon them. Or you should not all the time make fun of them. Because some people are sarcastic. Some are all the time smiling. So they think that what is wrong with us? Why are they smiling all the time? So there is no need to have artificial smiles, nor do there's any need to sort of criticize in a way, or sometimes the smile could be a ridicule. People think, they misunderstand. Or to say that you are this bhoot is catching, that bhoot is catching. Sometimes people say this chakra is catching. Not necessary. Gradually you should say everything is going to work out. If you are not feeling the cool breeze, all right, let's see what is the problem is like. But you need not tell them all these things. This language should not be exposed to the first comers, that they get frightened, that this center is catching, that center is catching. They get a big fright. So we have to build up their confidence. That's very important. Once you have built up their confidence and once they start feeling the vibrations and everything, they have to trust you. They have to believe in you. So this is a very small outline of the way I would like uh, New Zealand to come up and to act in a sensible way so that should say that New Zealanders are the wisest in Sajuna. May God bless you.
ஜெய் ஸ்ரீ மாதாஜி. அன்னையின் உரையை மனதில் கொண்டு சில நிமிடம் தியானத்தில் இருப்போம். தாயே, எங்களுக்கான இன்றைய இந்த அமைதியான ஆழமான தியான நிலையை தந்தமைக்கு எங்களின் கோடான கோடி நன்றிகளை தங்களுடைய பொற்பாதத்தில் பணிவோடு சமர்ப்பிக்கிறோம். தாயே, இன்றைய தியானத்தில் நாங்கள் ஏதேனும் தெரியாமல் தவறுகள் செய்திருந்தால் தயவு செய்து எங்களை மன்னித்து விடுங்கள். பூரண மந்திரம். ஓம் த்வமேவ சாக்ஷாத் ஸ்ரீ ஆதிசக்தி மாதாஜி ஸ்ரீ நிர்மலா தேவை நமோ நமக. நம் அனைவரும் அன்னைக்கு நன்றி கூறி வணங்கி குண்டலினி எழுப்பி கூட்டாக பந்தனிட்டுக் கொள்ளலாம்.